what a business lesson yesterday I had. Do what the customer wants, not what the business wants. Yesterday I dodged a massive bullet in relation to my business and being able to deliver what my customers really wanted, because my customers felt comfortable enough to tell me what they wanted, to be honest with me, to be transparent with me, to give me the feedback that I needed. The relationship was strong enough that they felt that comfortable to share that with me. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the secrets to doing business well. Listening to your customer, but more importantly, having your customer feel comfortable talking to you and sharing their insights, sharing what they want. Good morning and welcome to JTInTheRaw, show 202. How the hell is everybody today? My question of the day is this: as the world is changing, I want you to turn the mirror on yourself, and in the comments below, I'd love you to put a score between 0 and 10 on how you are doing personally. What's happening? How are you doing? Give us a score. 0 is in the toilet. 10 is off the Richter scale. You can put 11, of course, which would be off the Richter scale. How are you doing? Whether you're watching live or on replay, pop it in the comments. 0 to 10, how are you doing personally? For those who are tuning in for the first time, this is JT in the Raw, show 202. And this is where I chew the thin on business. And after 30 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. And yet, I do not know everything based on my experience yesterday. And that's what I want to share with you today, is what I learned yesterday. Oh, Amanda Brax is 10. Jamie Hayes is 10. There are some people pumping out some good scores. Deborah is 9. Thought I saw Susie 9. Carol 8 over there in the Wild Wild West. Only 6 for Alyssa. Whew, we got to bump that one up, Alyssa. So let me tell you what happened yesterday. Throughout this whole coronavirus crazy weird ass time that we're in, I've been working with clients that I would normally see face to face every 4 months. We converted that to coming together every week on Zoom. And so we've been keeping in contact every week on Zoom. Now, my thought process was really simple. It was, when we come out of this, we will still meet face to face, and we'll convert these weekly catch-ups to Zoom to going towards a monthly catch-up. Now, I decided that. That's what went on in my head because, wait for this, it's what I thought the customer wanted. It's what I thought the customer wanted. It's what I thought the customer wanted. And a shout out this morning goes to Lisa Korn, and a huge shout out to Lisa for having the courage to say to me, that's not what I want. Can we do something else? What about this option? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand in business it is near on impossible to please every single customer that we have. I understand that. I also understand it is nigh on impossible to deliver different variations to how our product may be delivered or how our service may be delivered. But one of the key things is this: listening. It's listening. It's listening. It's listening to what your customer says. Now, Lisa said yesterday, not only did she say, hey, can we not do it that way? Could we do it this way? She proposed a new way to do it. And I was racking my brains and I was trying to work out how the heck could I do that? Because it didn't quite fit the model that I am used to. It didn't fit my model. My model didn't fit the customer model. That's what I learned yesterday. And so when I sat down with the team, these bunch of customers, and I said, this is what I'm planning. We'll go from this to this. One of them had the courage to say, I agree with Lisa. I agree with Lisa. Is there any way we could change meeting every 4 months to Zooming every month and then just catch up twice a year? I was like, I could do that. Of course I could do that. It never occurred to me that that's what you'd want to do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when we've always done something, we assume that is A, compliant with what the customer wants, and B, that it is the best way to do it because we've always done it. That doesn't necessarily make sense. Any of you that have heard me speak before on this similar issue may have heard this little story. And I want to tell you this story because I think it is a very powerful metaphor for what I'm talking about today and what happens in business. It goes something like this. There was a family reunion going on, and a little girl said to her mum, as her mum pulled the beef Wellington, the delicious, warm, smelling, yummy beef Wellington from the oven. She pulled the beef Wellington from the oven and she cut the ends off the beef Wellington, both ends cut off. And her daughter said to her, Mum, why do you cut the ends off the beef Wellington? And her mum said, honey, that is a beautiful question, and it's an important question that you ask. It's best that you ask your grandmother that question. So she goes over to Grandma, who's sitting at the dinner table waiting for that beef Wellington to be served. Grandma is sipping on her scotch or her wine prior to dinner. And she says to Grandma, Grandma, why does Mum cut the ends off the beef Wellington before she serves it? And her grandma says, honey, that is a beautiful question. That is a powerful question, and that is an important question that you know the answer to. You best go and ask your great-grandmother. And her great-grandmother was there in the room as well, sitting on her Zimmer frame, sipping her brandy before the dinner. And she goes over to her great-grandma and she says, Great-grandma, why does Mum cut the ends off the beef Wellington before she serves it? And her great-grandma looks at her, stares into her eyes, her wondering eyes as a child wanting to learn about life. And great-grandma stares into those eyes and says, I have no idea, honey. I have no idea why your mother would cut the ends off the beef Wellington. And the poor little girl looked dumbfounded at Grandma. The great-grandma. She had no idea. And then great-grandma says this, but when I used to cook beef Wellington, I cut the ends off the beef Wellington because I didn't have a plate that was big enough to serve the beef Wellington that I cooked. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the moral of today's episode, today's show. It is quite simply, just because we've always done it in the past doesn't mean it's the right way to do it in the future. And we are talking so much now about the new normal. We need to be listening to our customers. We need to be listening to what they are saying, what they are wanting, and where possible, can we change our product? Can we change what we do? Can we change how we service our customers? Yesterday, I dodged a business bullet. Yesterday, I could have plowed ahead with the way I wanted to run this particular service with my clients. Could have quite easily done that. I'm eternally grateful that Lisa had the courage to present another option and that Nick stood up and Nick said, I agree with Lisa. Because otherwise I would have plowed ahead and I would have lost 2 customers. Instead, we've reinvented what that model looks like. suits me, but also suits the customer. And I understand that this is the challenge that we have in business. But if we don't listen to our customers and we are not open, if our mind is not open to exploring new possibilities, then we can't grow our business. The world is different to what it was 14 or 15 weeks ago. Completely different. And our business model may need to adapt. Our service delivery may need to adapt. If we can adapt to what our customer now wants, we will be successful. We will be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you today, I'm asking that you are more proactive in your listening to your customer. And I'm asking that you're more open-minded to ideas. Just because we've always done it this way in the past does not mean it is the way to do it in the future. Just because we've always done it this way in the past does not mean it is the way we would do it in the future. So ladies and gentlemen, today's show 202, is about reinforcing to you the power that your customer has. They pay your bills. So if you want to keep them as a customer, yes, we need to listen to them. Yes, we need to be open-minded. And as I say, a big shout out to Lisa and Nick yesterday. I'm grateful for your honesty, your transparency, and your courage to stand up and say, hey, JT, that's not the way we would like to do it. We would like to do it this way. Is there any way we could make that work? And sure as shit there was. Loved it. I love that quote, Jamie. If you look through Jim Brown's eyes, you'll sell. How about you'll see what you'll sell what Jim Brown... Oh, I get it now. You look through Jim Brown's eyes, you'll sell Jim Brown what Jim Brown buys. Nice. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got any value out of today's show, I'd love you to share this show. All you have to do is hit the share button, which is somewhere around this screen. Hit that share button, push it out to your friends. If you think they would get any value out of listening to their customer and being open-minded to their customer thoughts. Or alternatively, tag them in the comments below so that they get to watch the show in their own time. I'd be really grateful for that. Thank you, Susie, for doing that and sharing that. Now, I like to finish all shows with quote of the week. And quote of the week goes like this. Do what the customer wants, not what the business wants. Now, I understand that's got to be within reason. I get it. But let's go with it for me, just for today. Do what the customer wants, not what the business wants. Let's think about that. In order to be successful, let's deliver what the customer wants, not what the business wants. Listen to your customer and be open to suggestions. Be open to changing your business model because the world is different these days. You've been tuned into JTInTheRaw, show 202, coming to you the same time every single week. Same place, same time, where I chew the thin on business. And after 30 years in business, I have just got a few thins to chew. Each week I like to share some of the insights that I have experienced in my business, hoping that you also dodge some of these business bullets and don't make the same mistakes I make. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you same time next week, and I will catch you on the flip side.